righty. It is time for us to do movies, and more movies. We got two up this week. We're going to talk about Conclave, which is getting a lot of heat in the awards conversation. Actually stopped in and recorded the latest episode of Best Bets. So you will see my review on WETA, the kind of visual review of it, Charles, that I gave them yesterday, but I'm going to do it here a little later in the show. So we're going to get to Conclave, but first up, Venom, The Last Dance. Now, unfortunately, Charles, I was in Gotham when they screened this on Tuesday. You were here in the capital city. So you see what I did there? Get it?
It,
Gotham.
it sounded like you trying to rub it in. That's what it sounded like.
I was trying to use sort of the language of these comic universes. I was Capital City representing DC, the Gotham representing New York. These are the two places that were going on. So, Charles, Venom: The Last Dance, of course, is a superhero film featuring Marvel character Venom. This film is a sequel to Let There Be Carnage, and the fifth film in Sony's Spider-Man universe, better known to those guys as their SSU, and the third and acclaimed final installment of the Venom trilogy. Now, this film, of course, is written and directed by Kelly Marcel and stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock and Venom alongside Chiwetel Ejiofor, Juno Temple, Rhys Ifans, Peggy Lu, and Stephen Graham. Now, in this film, Eddie and Venom are on the run from both of their worlds. Charles Kirkland, break it down for us, man. Tell us about Venom: The Last Dance.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna say, you were talking about Gotham. You do know that that's like the other universe. It's not Marvel universe. You're doing a DC thing.
I don't
So
know if Marvel has a word for New York, man. I just know that they
they
got them.
everything is New York. They use New York. They use San Francisco, Mexico City. Everything is real. They use the real cities in the Marvel universe.
Got you,
And
got
s-
you, got you.
and so after the events in the last movie, which happened in San Francisco,
Mhm.
Carnage, with the death of Carnage and everything, Venom has retreated to Mexico just to chill for a while, but they don't like Mexico. They decide they're going to go back to New York City where they know some people.
Excuse me, who is they? You saying they? You talking about
Okay,
Eddie
so
Brock and Venom?
Venom is actually the combination of Eddie Brock and the symbiote.
Oh,
There's a
no, 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 no.
symbiote.
I got it. I just wanted you to make that
Okay.
clear
So
when
yeah,
you were
when I say they, I'm talking about Venom, the collective, the two people who are the two entities that have fused into one. Now, there are other symbiotes we know we saw in the last movie. We had Carnage, who ended up, well, he was supposedly killed, but nobody stays dead in the comic books, and so anyway. So in this episode, we get the Symbiote Six, who are another group of symbiotes who, but they waste this opportunity where they could actually showcase these other symbiotes who are pretty powerful and a lot of fun. They kind of waste them in this movie, but they do make an appearance. And so for the comic book purists, this movie is trash. I, it, I talked to a lot of people who are
I'm
comic
sorry,
book
man. I wasn't
purists,
expecting you to go there.
but they just pan this movie up and down because of what they do, and the villain that they introduce in this film is like a classic Marvel villain in that universe, and again they kind of waste it. So, but if you are just like want to go to a movie and see something goofy and zany, Venom: The Last Dance is actually quite fun. I had a lot of fun watching this movie, and I had to turn off my comic book brain and just enjoy what I was seeing. So, Tim, you would probably enjoy the film yourself because you don't have the relative experience of all the comic book knowledge that would be flowing. So it's entertaining at times. It's silly a lot of times. It's I mean, hard to track because it's just so goofy and bizarre, but it's fun. And so if you just want to have a good time and turn off your brain, Venom the Last Dance is not a bad film to do it with. Now, because I am a comic book purist, I couldn't I enjoyed my enjoyment was tempered a bit, of course, because there were some things that happened that I just couldn't rock with. But yeah, it works. It works for those who this film is geared towards teenagers and young adults who don't have all the relative knowledge and just want to have fun. So it works for that group. Now, as far as being Venom: The Last Dance, Tyler Perry also said one time that he was never going to put that dress on again. But when the money gets short, it's time to put it back on. And Tyler did go back. They've made a clear avenue for this to not be the last Venom movie. It's I mean, there's two end credit scenes, and one of them is at the very, 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 very end of the film when the Sony title card comes up and you think, oh, it's over, but then they show you. So yeah, there's two end credit scenes, and they clearly implicate that this is not the end for Venom, even though everything in the film says is the end. There's an avenue for more. So, go. I'm giving you that little piece of wisdom. Stay for the credit in credits and see where it goes from there. But actually, it wasn't bad. I gave it a C.
Oh, well, man, you started off by saying trash, and I was sitting here smiling because I was like, man, this is gonna be he's gonna ready to give this film like an M. This film is gonna be way lower than an F. So a C is not bad. I did not expect that was where you were going with this.